Stock market update, everyone, and it's another good one in terms of importance anyway. Where are we on that? Where's the money to be made? Well, that's the PE ratios as I give those each week, and that is expensive, as it has been for a while. But don't worry, the falls we're seeing in the market are restricted to very few sectors, and overall, the rises have spread. That could be the sign of a bubble. But don't, again, worry about that because I'm going to show you something in a second which tells you why I'm not that worried. Price earnings growth ratios, expensive. Yeah, I said the market's expensive. The Nasdaq is up 37% this year. So this year we're up 37%. 2022, it was a down year. You held cash, didn't you? Because you followed my weekly updates, and you can look at them on YouTube where I told you, wait a month, and then before you know it was the end of the year. And the year before that, you made about another 40% because the markets gave you 40%. Okay. The S&P so far this year is doing twice as well as the UK markets, which is the norm. Where are we on the S&P 500? Okay, for those scaredy cats who don't like investing at all, that's perfectly fine that you don't like investing. But what those who do like investing will know is this is the direction I'm saying things are going to move in, and therefore this has got a lot more room to move up. However, in the short term, i.e. the next week or two, I would not be surprised by a bit more of this pullback, maybe to as far as here, before we then start going upwards again. So any falls, don't worry, hold your hats, don't panic. The FTSE, however, you should panic because I think that's going to fall lower. I suspect UK interest rates may well go up at least another percentage, or if not 1.5% points higher. At least that'll be the noise, the mood music, and the threat. And it won't stop until we're in a recession, because that is how you reduce inflation in a market like this. So that's going to tank the FTSE, obviously, at some point. When we enter that recession, that'll be the bottom of the FTSE falls. So I suspect we'll probably get down to about here, some support level there. That'll hit the recession. That's the bottom, and then it'll resume back upwards. Right? Apple. So where we are, base case, could pull back as far as that. I don't think it will, and that's my bull case, and I'm very optimistic on Apple, partly because I cheat and I look at this monthly momentum, and that's still strongly up there. Each one of these bars is a week. Don't forget, this is the weekly stochastic, which is a bit more price sensitive and tells me what's going to happen in the next week or two, whereas this tells me what's going to happen in the next 12 months. Right? It's what the analysts say. I don't really care, do I? The average analyst forecast is 184. That's the current price. That's the high of the analysts. Okay, Alphabet. Yeah, still own it. Still happy. Still expecting this to happen. Right? So any falls, I don't care. This might fall as far as that in some profit taking, but it's going to continue doing this. So I've got a chunk of my money in there at the moment, and that's fine. Okay. And that's good for the pension, good for my son's junior ISA as well, because he's got 2 times leverage on that one. This is going to do this. This is going to do this. Any pullbacks in the interim will be short-lived before it moves up. Right, that's the direction of travel. That's the way the Amazon world is moving. As for Disney, a stinker of a pick by me. I know you're shocked because it initially looked great and I was having a Disney party every weekend. And then all of a sudden it's just done this and gone nowhere. I'm still holding on to it. Why? Well, I wanted something other than tech. Some of you might have got out of it already. Warner Brothers was another stinker of mine. It just did nothing either. Nvidia. Now, what do when you've had a big gain? Do you sell? Especially when the MACD is now looking overbought. And when it's done that in the past, the price has tended to fall. What do you do? What do you do? Well, if you're risk loving, you double down. If you're risk neutral, you might hold on to things as they are and have a 25% trailing stop loss. If you're risk averse, you might sell 100%. Anywhere between that, right? You just work out what's your risk appetite and you'll sell between 0 to 100%. If it drops 10%, you might sell 10%, 20%, 30%. If you're risk averse, if it drops 10%, you'll buy some Andrex and sell everything. Okay, Tesla. I sold a bit during this period, having bought it in January, which you know from my YouTube channel, my Telegram channel, alpeshpatel.com/links for those. And that's going to continue doing this. I wish I hadn't sold some of it at that time because, of course, in hindsight, it's continued going up. How should I have held my nerve? Yes, it was a special situation. It wasn't on my approved filtered list, which if you're in my Great Investments program, you'll know about. If you're not, have a look at alpeshpatel.com/links. That is going to do that. That has still got room. So we've still got some room. How much further? I don't know. That's why I do weekly updates. Okay, I'll tell you direction. I can't tell you duration or extent of that move. Trying to predict one thing is a lot easier than trying to predict three. As I've said in my Financial Times columns in the past, Chipotle is looking a bit sideways and iffy because it looks like it might do that, but I think it'll probably do this. So hold on. Okay, simple. And ServiceNow I still like and still hold because I think it's got a lot of room to go up. So any pullbacks will gradually just lead to it doing that. All right. Simple, simple, simple. Don't forget this campaign for 1 million. It is astonishingly amazing and life-changing for people. It's a lot of free tools, resources, which will help you improve your pension, your savings, if you're a cash-rich, time-poor professional, or if you're in your 20s or even retired in your 60s and need to improve your pension. The first thing you need to do is work out why it's going wrong, and that's what Campaign for 1 Million does on there. Thank you all very much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and send a hug. Seriously, I need one.